Gary from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Which weeks should we be looking forward to the most in the 2026 regular season? Of course, the answer is all of them, Gary. But if we're going to get specific, you got to go to week 4. Week 4 is pretty amazing. So week 4 is a big week in the SEC, but there are a couple of big ones in the Big Ten too. Look at that lineup in the SEC on this given week. I know a lot of you are listening on podcast, so just kind of close your eyes, unless you're driving, and I want you to picture your running programming at ESPN, ABC. You have to decide which of these games goes where. So you've got South Carolina at Alabama, and they've played 2 years in a row. The games come down to the wire last 2 years. Ole Miss at Florida is the same day. Oklahoma at Georgia is that day. A&M at LSU is that day. Texas at Tennessee is that day. So decide how you're going to run programming for the old ABC triple header. Then in the Big Ten, Iowa is at Michigan and Oregon is at USC that day. So that is a very, very tasty menu on week 4's lineup. And then in week 7, this one's kind of spread all over the place. Love what we have in week 7. So this is when Notre Dame goes to Brigham Young. And remember, Notre Dame doesn't exactly have a murderer's row this year. So you got to take the premier Notre Dame games where you can get them. Florida State is at Miami on this same day. And then I get Ohio State, Indiana. I get Penn State, Michigan. And I get Nebraska, Oregon. So that is a huge triple header that won't be on the same network in the Big Ten. And then in the SEC, again, they're just kind of tossing Florida, Texas at you, and then Bama, Tennessee, and then Auburn, Georgia. And then over in the ACC, I didn't want to sleep on Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech. And I didn't want to sleep on Virginia, SMU. And also, this is the same day that Arizona State plays Texas Tech. Hey, guys, do me one favor. Check and see if you're subscribed to the channel. If you are, great. If you're not, it's that easy. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't sign you up for anything. It just helps us do the show this way forever. All right, back to the clip. So, week 7 sneakily could be the best week of the year, except that I would like to draw your attention to week 10, because I think week 10 may be even better. Now, the ACC is doing this thing. I don't know if it's weird, but it is a thing where they've got 4 conference games on that Friday. Where are they going to air, Jesse? Do we even, obviously we don't have network assignments yet, but like CW's got to be involved. They've got to be involved somehow. How am I supposed to do Friday Night Lines when we got 4 league games happening? So anyway, Louisville, Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech, SMU, Clemson, Syracuse, and Duke, NC State. All those games are on a Friday night, and you may be saying, oh, those aren't any big deal. Okay, I'm just saying there's a conference that has 4 league games on a Friday night. Then we get to Saturday. This is the big day. Miami, Notre Dame is this day in South Bend. Oregon at Ohio State is this day. Penn State is at Washington on this day. Brigham Young, Utah, Holy War. We say it 2 more times because they don't want us to say it. Holy War, Holy War. Always got to say it thrice. And then in the SEC, this is Bama, LSU. This is Oklahoma, Florida. This is Georgia, Ole Miss, a playoff rematch. This is Texas, Missouri, and this is A&M, South Carolina. And then, of course, I got to go rivalry week, which is week 13, because we only got 1 bye this year. So the Friday lineup, Texas and Texas A&M are that day, Florida and Florida State. Egg Bowl, a lot of Thanksgiving Egg Bowl proponents. I'm part of that club, but they're going to play it on Friday again. Nebraska, Iowa is on Friday. And then, of course, on Saturday, you got the game. Michigan at Ohio State this year. You got the Iron Bowl. You got Washington, Oregon. Oklahoma, Missouri is that day. South Carolina, Clemson is that day. Look, I know it's February. I know we got a long time until we really, really have to nail this down. But as I'm looking way down the road, I got those 4 weeks. Those would be the ones I circle. Have you been to PateStateMaterial.com lately? Some of you went, a lot of you went to start the season. I appreciate it. We killed it in the store last year, and we'll be even bigger and better this upcoming year. But a lot of you went when we first opened the store. And maybe you didn't go again, and if you go back now, you'll be shocked at how much inventory we've added. We keep that thing open year-round. So I didn't even tell Jesse or Bradley to even key in on any specific items. Just all-encompassing suggestion here. PateStateMaterial.com. We've got sweatshirts. We got long sleeves. We got short sleeves. Do we have no sleeves? I can't remember. Well, write that down. Yeah, we'll work on that. Okay, PateStateMaterial.com. It's there. I also appreciate you guys checking out FanDuel. It is, after all, the exclusive odds provider of the show. And we are going to go on to talk later in the show tonight about a whole lot of odds and ends. Like I'm going to talk about where could some wildcard teams be this year. And like, for instance, last year, Oklahoma, when FanDuel released the season win totals, it was like 6.5, I think it was, Jesse. And then Oklahoma goes to the playoff. Where do we find those teams? Well, you can find them on FanDuel. At least you can find the opportunities on FanDuel. And so they've always been the exclusive odds provider of our show. So we appreciate them. And also, look, I'm talking about college football, but you got college basketball going on right now. You got the NBA going on right now. We've got conference tournaments around the corner. We got March Madness around the corner. So you don't necessarily have to wait. You don't necessarily have to reserve your action for the moment you get a good feeling on Clemson versus LSU. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. We always appreciate FanDuel equipping us every step of the way. And remember, new customers right now, you sign up over there at FanDuel, you bet $5. If that bet hits, you get $100 in bonus bets. So, hey, it's pretty much a win across the board.